Well, let's take a look at how the Kenyan markets have performed for the day. And of course, if you're looking at Achumi that we're talking about there, the top performing stock on the NSE 20 last year, and certainly has been an investor favorite. Looking at the markets today, fall back to 4,947 points. That's where the NSE 20 ended. And of course, we're seeing some selling pressure coming through this week. That's of course after the rally we've seen so far this year. So a bit of selling pressure, but of course off the back of an almost 20% rally or 21% rally for the year. Looking at how the currency is faring, it's looking pretty strong against the US dollar, 83.9 as it stands. Slight dollar strength, but still below that at 84 level. Let's get into all of this. So we're crossing over to Nairobi. Ronald Lugalia, investment analyst at AIB Capital, standing by from our studios on that end. Ronald, thanks for joining us. So what is your thought right now on market activity? We're seeing foreigners buying into the local stock market. That's what's keeping the shilling propped up, but certainly a bit of a pullback this week. What's your view on the direction for the Kenyan market so far?
Okay, thank you for having me on this show. I would say the market is still looking positive. Investors are outside there trying to take positions. At the moment, I would say that investors are coming back in the market. Most of them who are already in the market are holding back, and we have these investors who are coming back in the market, investing based on fundamentals, not the way they used to do. So right now, I would just say that the market has stabilized. We are having investors coming back, investing based on the growth options that are there in the market, and we look forward to a positive market.
Now, we know that in the media space, we're expecting results out from some of the media houses, but Nation Media Group going ex-dividend, the stock down around 14% on the back of that 750 shilling dividend that was declared. But what are your thoughts right now on the expectations for results on that front?
Okay. Nation Media, it has so many potential. We've seen it going around the whole region, and we're trying to get more business number all the way from digital. We've seen paper doing very much well. And given that now most investors are seeing it number to be a stable stock, so they are in now for the income. So any investor who is looking for an income stock, who is looking for a stock that is stable, they have been eyeing Nation Media. That's one number you've seen it having gone up because of the dividend, but today I saw some level of correction, but I tend to believe is a stock that now you'd expect it to stabilize.
Yeah, so certainly fundamentals are in place there, and as you say, the dividend it's a juicy dividend play. What about the construction space? Because certainly some upward momentum today, thin volumes, however, but you know the likes of Bamburi's been climbing. Ati River Mining has also been an investor favorite. Do you have specific favorites within the Kenyan space, and what's your assessment of the competition that they're facing from other West African and South African cement makers?
Okay, right now there is that conservative approach that number they have taken, going slow, taking it piecemeal. We've seen it now approach, extending all the way now to to Tanzania, Uganda, and we've seen them coming up now with very many products which we tend to believe are going to drive consumers. Their target is maybe not is to give clients what they really need in the market.
So where's your preference within the construction space?
Okay, my preference that would be now in our Kenyan market.
Yeah.
I would think about we have the banking sector, which is has so many great growth potential. Most investors are looking into it. We have the insurance sector, the investment, and I'll look at those four first of all, because investors tend to believe the financial sector, Kenya having become a hub that most countries and even foreign investors are looking into, tend to give the options that investors are looking into. The energy sector, we've seen the exploration happening. We've seen the foreign direct investment coming into this country. So we've also seen most investors trying strategically position themselves in the energy sector. Then the last one is the investment sector, which seems to be having so much great potential. I'm talking about Transcentury and Centum investments, which investors are taking position onto them, because what they're looking at is the net asset value per share, which keeps on growing.
Yeah. So certainly attractive from that front. Looking at Centum and Transcentury rather, we know that everyone's been quite bullish on the real estate aspect of Centum. Transcentury, a bit of a different story, more in the infrastructure space. Do you have any preferences between the two when it comes to these two investment holding companies, essentially?
Okay, when it comes to the investment holding companies, I'm talking about Transcentury and Centum. As much number they could be in the same investment industry, you would want to look at them as the Centum as more of a PE company looking for opportunities where they have presented themselves and investing into them and getting out once they have made good returns. Transcentury is more of buying out stakes in some of the small companies coming up showing growth potential. We've just seen they got majority stakes in Civicon, which was strategically placed like now to take advantage of the construction and the infrastructure development in this industry. So there is some sort of distinction between those two investment companies.